All right, start at Unit 3. Unit 3 is on ratios, rates, and percentages. It is a longer unit. For the most part, this unit will take about as long as the other two combined. All right, we did about a month for Unit 1 and 2. It'll be about a month for Unit 3. Because it's a long unit, it has two tests. It has one kind of at the halfway point and one at the end, okay? So just kind of be aware of that. To start with, we're starting with ratios. What ratios are? A ratio is a comparison of two quantities using division. So that's all a ratio is doing, is it's making a comparison. It says using division. It's not always necessary that it's using division. There are three different ways to write them. So if you look at the bottom left here, we got calculators and pencils. The most important part, though, is always going to be the order. So if you look, it says calculators, 2 pencils, right? What that means is calculators has to go first. If calculators does not go first, it's going to be a completely different problem. All right? Everybody clear on that? So order is going to be super important. So for a written proportion, or a written ratio, sorry. We got calculators. How many calculators are there? 2. When it's written, we use the word 2. And then how many pencils? 6. So that's how you write it. A written ratio uses the word 2. So we got 2 to 6. Okay? It says just a ratio. What that's going to use is a colon. So you got a 2, or 2 little dots for a colon, and 6. Out of the 3 ways to write a ratio, that's going to be the most common one that you see. You'll see that one the most frequently for your 6th grade math. The other one, or the last one, it says is a fraction. That's literally a fraction. You take the first number is the numerator, second number, denominator. Okay? Any questions on that? How about y'all go ahead and try the basketballs and soccer balls then? All right, Chastity, what's the written one? 6 to 4 is correct. The ratio, Greg? 6 colon 4. And then the fraction, Jeremiah. 6/4 is correct. All right, every one of those is actually going to be said, though, 6 to 4. They're all said the same way, okay? When it's a ratio, all of them are said with the word 2, like first number, 2, second number, okay? Any questions so far? This ain't so bad so far, right? All right, so we got 3 more. You can write them any way you want. Go ahead and give these 3 a try. We need the ratio of stars to hearts, hearts to stars, and stars to shapes. All right, Sarah E., stars to hearts. 6 to 4 is correct. Y'all could have written them any way you wanted. I'm just doing them with the colon. Judah, hearts to stars. 4 to 6. Are these two the same thing? Most definitely not. The order is very important for this, okay? Stars to shapes. Sydney?
6 to 4.
Nope. Lacey? 6 to 10. Stars are shapes, hearts are shapes. You got to add them up or count them up. There are 6 stars, 10 total shapes. All right? A lot of times these problems will ask you for a total, and you might have to either add up the things in it or count them all up. But it might be like part to whole or whole to whole kind of thing. All right, so here would be an example of like a problem you could see. We've got, table below shows pairs of socks in Melissa's dresser, ratio of red socks to total socks. So look, how many red socks does she have? 4. The second part is asking for the total socks. How many socks total are there? 20. So we got 4 to 20. All right, it's red to total. The total means we're going to have to count up something or add up something. Now, if I wrote that as a fraction, it'd be 4 over 20, right? What could you do to that fraction? Simplify it. Ratios work the same way, okay? You can simplify ratios. All right, so if you flip that sheet over, as it says, as with fractions, ratios can be written in simplified form. And it works just like with fractions. If we look at 25 over 30, what goes into 25 and 30? 5. So if we divide, the numerator and denominator each by 5, 25 divided by 5, 30 divided by 5. So that's equivalent to 5, 6. What goes into 12 and 16? 4. So we divide each numerator and denominator by 4. We get 3/4. What about 21 and 15? 3 goes in each of those. So numerator, denominator get divided by 3. That gives us 7/5. Okay? This has to stay improper. All right? We cannot make these mixed numbers because it's not really a fraction. It's comparing two numbers, okay? It's just writing it like a fraction sometimes. All right, so ratios, we gotta keep them improper. Any other questions on that? All right, so if we go back to this one, we said 4/20, right? All right, so here's what we need. Most of y'all, hopefully, can figure out what that simplifies by, right? What goes into both those? 4. Here's the thing. Let's say you're stuck. You can't figure it out. Grab your calculators. click the button that says BC. It's like 2 up from the 7. It gives you like your line for a fraction, right? Put 4 as your numerator, hit the down arrow, and then put 20 as the denominator, and then hit enter. Simplifies it, right? It gives you that 1/5, or 1 to 5. All right, so if you're ever not sure, that's one option you have. Now, where that doesn't work as well, let's flip this around. If we said it was total to red. So if it was total to red, it'd be that, right? So this time, yeah, put that in with your BC, and you get 5, don't you? That doesn't work quite as well, does it? So you got 2 options. The easiest one is when you get a whole number, just put it over 1, okay? Otherwise, you basically got to work it out without a calculator. But if you get whole numbers, if you get just 5, just know a whole number as a fraction is over 1. So when we get these ratios, we need that 1. That 1's necessary. Okay, any questions? All right, try that one. In a box, there are 4 black markers, 3 blue markers, 3 red markers, and 2 green markers. What is the ratio of total markers to black markers? Jacob? D is correct. So first thing, order matters. Total markers to black markers, okay? I saw a few of y'all trying to put the black marker number first, okay? The black markers is second. So we start off with 4 at the end. Total, we add those up. 4 black markers, 3 blue markers, 3 red markers, 2 green markers. That's 12 total markers. Okay? Everybody good with how I got that? Some of y'all were trying to put A then. A doesn't work. Order is important for this, okay? I saw a couple of y'all looking at C. Are the black markers part of the total? Yeah. All of them are part of the total. So the total needs to include the one it's asking about also, okay? So we still add in the black markers. We just need to simplify that. If you took your calculator to simplify, that would give you a whole number. And like I said before, you put that over 1. So it would be 3 over 1, or you can simplify it with dividing each of those numbers by 4. Okay? Any questions? This isn't so bad though, is it? All right. All right, so let's look at this. Ratio of incorrect to correct answers Ashley got on a math quiz is 3 to 7. If she missed 9 questions, how many questions did she get right? So look, we start with the ratio they give us. The ratio they give us is 3 to 7. The reason I wrote it as a fraction is it's going to make the rest of this a little bit easier, okay? So our ratio is 3 to 7. What was the 3? 3 what? Incorrect. Incorrect was first. 3 is first. Correct was second. Correct is second. Everybody clear on that? All right, so now it's saying she missed 9 questions. Well, if she missed 9 questions, which one is that? Correct or incorrect? That's the incorrect. That means if this was the incorrect and that was the correct, the 9 has to also be incorrect if she missed them. Everybody follow? There are 2 ways to do a problem like this where we're trying to find our blank right there. This is called a proportion. Okay? That's going to be the one way. We can look at it. To go from 3 to 9, what do you multiply by? 3. So if you do that to the numerator, guess what you got to do to the denominator? Times 3, right? So that gives you 21. 21 is the correct answer. There's another way to do this that will work every time, even when you can't tell. Okay? So let's say instead of 3 to 7, she had 4 to 6 to start with. 4 incorrect, 6 correct. Okay? If it said she got ten incorrect, we got to figure out how many she got correct, right? To go from 4 to 10, what do we multiply by? Oh, I can. You maybe can't. I can. All right, but the fact is it's not as easy, right? So here's what you do. Grab your calculator. What you do is the 2 numbers that are diagonal from each other, you're going to multiply. So 6 times 10. The number, let's even change the color so it's clear. The number that is diagonal from the blank, we're going to divide by. So we got 6 times 10, and we're going to divide by that 4. Okay? Everybody follow? We'll work more with those in the next week or so, but we'll be doing those some. Oh, by the way, 4 times 2.5 is 10. Y'all that said you couldn't do it. Give this one a try then. We got 12 cups of sugar for every 16 cups of cranberries. We need the amount of sugar for 4 cups of cranberries. Sydney? Just the 3. All right, so 12, that's sugar. 16, that's cranberries, right? It's asking us for 4 cups of cranberries, how much sugar? Everybody follow? Everybody see how I set this up, right? They match what they're across from, right? We're looking for sugar, so everything's kind of matching. You can do like I just showed you, do the cross multiplying and dividing. 4 times 12 is 48. 48 divided by 16 is 3. And since it's asking for the cups of sugar, the answer is just that part. Okay? Any questions on this? I said this stuff with these proportions like that, We're going to work on that more. For today, we're really going to focus just on getting the ratios though.